Magandang araw na naman mga kababayan dito sa Amerika, sa Pilipinas, at ibang panig ng mundo where there are fellow Filipinos. Ito po ang iyong kaibigan, si Teddy Molina, nakabase sa San Francisco, California. Welcoming you back to Buhay Pinoy sa Amerika na mapapanood ninyo sa Orodeo TV channel dito sa YouTube. At ako ang iyong host sa iyong programang ito. At nasa kabila naman ang ating co-host, walang iba kung hindi si Mr. Dan Nino, the President of the Philippine Global Media Group. Dan?
Mga kababayan, sa lahat ng dako ng mundo, from the Philippines to California to the US and to our viewers from Europe, I'm here again, Dan Nino, na magbibigay ng mga kuro-kuro, maghimay-himay, lalo na sa mga may init at nagbabagang mga issue at balita sa Pilipinas. Kaya kami nandito dahil kahit na wala kami dyan sa Pilipinas, ay mahal pa rin namin at dito pa rin sa Amerika ay naapektuhan pa rin kami rito. At tungkol sa aming podcast na ito, hindi lang aming opinion, kundi sa aming mga nakakalap na mga sentimento ng ating mga kababayan dito sa Los Angeles at saka sa San Francisco. Kaya inanyayahan namin kayo na tangkilikin kami para yung mga opinion ng ating mga kababayan sa Amerika ay may pamahagi namin sa inyo. Back to you, Ted.
By the way, mga kaibigan, si Dan ay nakabase sa Los Angeles, California. Kaya ang ganda ng background mo, Hollywood. Dan lives in Cerritos, California. Very near, very close to Hollywood. Now, ito ang mga headlines natin sa podcast natin ngayon. Number 1, clamor against Chis Escudero mount as groups endorse Senator Kiko Pangilinan to lead impeachment trial of BP Sara instead of Chis or SP Senate President Gatchalian if Senator Kiko declines. The second headline for the TV tackle, Alan Peter Cayetano, still sour graping, calls some senators tutas of Malacanang. Number 3, ito, malaking grupo ito, Dan. The group Citizens Jury, composed of legal luminaries in the Philippines, asserts that only 22 senators should be counted and made as basis in determining the 2/3 vote needed to convict VP Sara. Last but not the least, sa dami ng ebidensya, pre-trial conference on VP Sara's impeachment complaint in the Senate, hindi pa tapos. Okay, Dan, ito, unahin natin itong tungkol sa Citizens Jury. Kasi
Okay.
hot na hot ito, mga kaibigan.
Bago lang yan.
Yeah, kararating lang sa akin before we go on air, itong statement ng Citizens Jury. Babasahin ko mamaya kung sino ang mga miyembro ng grupong ito. Puro bigatin. Legal heavyweights, ika nga. Ito ay pinadala sa akin kanina ng walang iba. Ang ating magiting at magaling na kaibigan Bartap Nacher, product of University of the Philippines. Number 6, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, sa bar examinations at na dating Undersecretary ng Department of Labor during the time of the late President Cory Aquino. Walang iba kung hindi si Attorney Pablito Sanidad Sr. ang nagsisilbi dati, if not current, still, chairman ng FLAG. Alam mo yung FLAG, ito yung Free Legal Assistance Group. Very prominent na grupo ito ng mga abogado, ng batikang abogado na nakikipaglaban para sa human rights ng mga tao. Alright, so kaya ninyo mga kaibigan, basahin ko. Hot na hot ito. At kagaya ng hot bandisal, paggising ninyo sa umaga. Hot topic, hot issue, itong bagay na babasahin ko. Alam ko, baka hindi pa lumabas sa Pilipinas ito by the time na pinadala sa akin. Alright? The position of the citizens jury on the votes needed in the BP Sara impeachment trial. Yan po ang title ng kanilang statement. In light of the Senate President's recent statement to the effect that the Senate's verdict on the impeachment case against the Vice President shall, as provided for in the Constitution, be based upon 2/3 of all of the members of the Senate, we respectfully submit the following for the consideration of all concerned. Only 23 senators had taken their oaths to sit as judges on this impeachment. Senator De La Rosa was then, or when the oaths were taken by the others, in hiding. He is now again still is in hiding, and clearly cannot and will not participate as a judge in the impeachment trial. Even if he surfaces, he faces arrest and detention at The Hague to face his case before the International Criminal Court. Senator Estrada, on the other hand, did take his oath, but clearly cannot as well participate in the trial, not only because of his present suspension pendente lite, but also because of his detention without bail. There is no indication that he may be released on bail in the near future or during the pendency of the impeachment trial. In other words, while the two senators, meaning Senator Bato de la Rosa and Senator Jingo Estrada, may claim continuing membership in the Senate, they cannot deny that they cannot or would not be able to function as members of the Senate in the chamber's consideration of and decision on the impeachment of the Vice President. Senator De La Rosa has virtually abandoned his seat in the Senate and can be considered as having constructively resigned. Senator Estrada is under judicial custody and restraint and is unable to fully perform his functions even as a legislator, at least in terms of attendance and voting. In view of these facts, the 22 senators who will sit as judges on impeachment are respectfully urged to exclude Senators De La Rosa and Estrada from or in their determination of the 2/3 vote that is required for action on the articles of impeachment. The view offered here is that the phrase two-thirds of all of the members of the Senate can and perhaps should be interpreted to refer only to such members of the Senate who can and will actually participate as judges in the impeachment trial. The phrase all of the members of the Senate has reasonably been made to refer to all 24 senators. We submit, though, that this view or interpretation may not be tenable if applied to the Vice President's impeachment case, given the circumstances now obtaining in the Senate. Senators De La Rosa and Estrada cannot try and decide the impeachment case because, in the simplest terms, they cannot be present during the trial and vote or decide on the case. This we respectfully submit is reason enough for sound and proper justification for the points of view expressed here. End of the statement done. So, maliwanag po ang citizens jury na grupo sa Pilipinas, composed of legal luminaries and heavyweights. Ang basis daw ng pagkwenta ng two-thirds of all the members ay dapat 20 ang available at able na mag-participate sa impeachment trial ni BP Sara. Kasi yung dalawa, as they have propounded earlier in their statement, si Senator Bato ay nagtatago. At kung lalabas siya, uhulihin siya, dadalhin sa Hague. So hindi rin siya makapag-participate sa trial. Si Senator Jingo Estrada ay detained without bail. So how can he be physically present sa Senado to attend the impeachment trial? It looks that the argument is very sound and valid, my friend. What do you think?
I agree with that pronouncement by well-known lawyer Pablito Sanidad, Ted,
And the citizens jury.
and the Citizens Jury Group. Parang sa Amerika, Ted, na ang mga magdi-decide ay jury, hindi yung judges.
Yeah.
Kasi yung jury na na-select ng magkabilang panig na opposing lawyer saka yung prosecution lawyer.
Pero walang jury system sa Pilipinas. Kaya
wala nga, pero
it's a private group of lawyers who call
correct.
themselves.
But I agree with that dahil pag himay-himay nila yan, Ted, at saka yung mawawala si Jingoy Estrada at saka si Bato de la Rosa out of the equation. So, ang two-thirds of the vote, if you only talking about 22 senators, ay about 14.
14.
So, 14. So, dahil wala naman sila Jingoy dito at saka si Ronald de la Rosa na maghimay-himay or papakinggan yung mga witnesses, yung mga testimony, yung cross-examination. So, wala sila doon sa court. Parang court yan eh.
Exactly. So if they cannot participate, how can they judge?
Yes.
And they cannot participate dahil nagtatago nga yung isa. Yung isa hindi pwedeng lumabas.
Yes.
Dahil,
So I agree with that. Ang mahalaga dito, Ted, is not only yung opinion ng iba dyan, kundi yung the public opinion. The public opinion, like the citizen jury, is very powerful yan, Ted, para ma-decide kung anong fate ng BP Sara natin sa Pilipinas. Kaya kailangan, I hope that would be adopted by the current Senate Court.
And the Supreme Court. This case, which is the Supreme Court.
Sakaling may maki-question yan.
By the way, Dan, let me pangalanan natin ang mga legal heavyweights
Sige pa, go ahead, Ted.
na miyembro at leaders itong grupong ito na citizens jury. And here is the list forwarded to me by Attorney Pablito V. Sanidad Sr.
Go ahead.
Archbishop Socrates Villegas.
Mhm.
Siya ang Archbishop of Lingayen,
Pangasinan.
Dagupan, and Dagupan. Siya ang convenor ng grupong ito, by the way.
Wow.
Nandito pala ang title niya, convenor. At ang mga kasama niya, retired Justice Adolfo Ascona, Professor, retired Justice ng Supreme Court po ito, si
Okay.
Justice Ascona. Siya ngayon ay Professor ng Graduate School of Law ng San Beda University. Dr. Pacifico Agabin, former Dean, College of Law, University of the Philippines.
Mhm.
Ana Maria Abad, Dean, College of Law, Adamson University. Maria Soledad Derriquito Mawis, Dean, College of Law, Lyceum of the Philippines University. Dr. Jemmy Catdula, Dean, University of Asia and the Pacific Law School. Father Ranhilio Calyangan Aquino, Dean, Graduate School of Law, San Beda University. Domnina T. Rances, Dean, College of Law, Ateneo de Naga University. Marivic Trabajo Daray, Dean, College of Law, Holy Name University, Tagbilaran City. Rabindranath Pulito, Dean, College of Law, Misamis University. Yasmin Lee Tadeo, Dean, School of Law, St. Louis University. Sa Baguio ito.
Mhm.
Dr. Antonio Labina, former Dean, Ateneo School of Government. Pablito B. Sanidad Sr., former Dean, College of Law, University of Baguio. Edmond Tayao, Professor, Graduate of Law, San Beda University. Carlo Cruz, Professor, College of Law, Lyceum of the Philippines University. Father Jaime Achacoso, JCD, Professor, Graduate School of Law, San Beda University. Dr. George B. Garmona, Professor, Graduate School of Law, San Beda University. Darwin Angeles, Senior Lecturer, College of Law, University of the Philippines, and also of the Tañada Jokno School of Law, De La Salle University. Father Jerome Rosalinda, JCD, Professor, Faculty of Canon Law, University of Santo Tomas, and also of the Graduate School of Law, San Beda University. Benedict Cato, Professor, Faculty of Civil Law, University of Santo Tomas. Cyrus Sualog, or it could be Saolog, Professor, College of Law, Adamson University, Institute of Law, Far Eastern University. Senen Agustin de Santos, Professor, College of Law, University of the Philippines, and the Lyceum of the Philippines University. Father Roger Terence Camua, Professor, University of Asia and the Pacific Law School. Dr. Juan Rofo Chong, Professor, Graduate School of Law, San Beda University. Melanie Pimentel, Professor, University of the Santo Tomas, Graduate School of Law. Emmanuel Nicole Valencia, Lecturer, College of Law, Adamson University. Philippine Law School, Institute of Law, Paristan University. Father Lem Japos Nabal, LLM, Master of Laws. Professor, College of Law, Pagadian, Capital Colleges. Maria Luella Martinez Aranas, Professor, College of Law, Lyceum of the Philippines. Father Danilo Flores, JUD, Professor, Faculty of Canon Law, University of Santo Tomas, and also of the Graduate School of Law, San Beda University. Father Sherwin Cabunlas, Professor of Political Theory, University of the Philippines, Baguio. Father John R.B. Bello, JCL, Judicial Vicar, Diocese of Cubao. Monsignor Gary Formoso, JCD, Judicial Vicar, Archdiocese of Nueva Segovia, doon po sa Bigan. Father Joel Jason, STHD, San Carlos School of Theology, Guadalupe, Makati City. Valentino Paredes, Legal Counsel, Diocese of Baguio. Lolo Reyes, former professor, School of Law, St. Louis University. Wow!
Ang dami naman yan, Ted.
Nationwide dito, pare. Puro mga bigatin na abogado.
Pero may tanong ako dyan, Ted.
Yep.
Are these lawyers and conveners are pro-impeachment or anti-impeachment? Or how do you classify all of them?
Well, they are pro-impeachment, pare.
Ano
Very
yan?
much so. Pro-impeachment.
Pro-impeachment.
This is a pro-impeachment group. Kaya nga, gusto nila ay hindi yung the constitutional provision requiring 2/3 of all members of the Senate for to convict na provision ay it could mean na the members of the Senate who are actually present during the trial.
Yeah.
And 22 only ang pwedeng present because as we said, as they said, and as we maintain also, yung dalawa in hiding at saka in jail.
Incarcerated.
In jail for plunder.
Jail.
Jail. Exactly.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
This is a new development, Ted.
Yeah.
This is really something new. Kaya, at saka, on top of that, Ted, merong, siyempre, yung mga private prosecutors who will assist the impeachment trial. So, talaga hindi ito basta-basta, Ted. That's why I hope, Ted, na VP Sara will appear because of this battery of jury or citizens jury. Kaya kudaw at saka alam mo, before this, I hope the pre-trial conference will really go on or will move forward kasi sabi nga nila na kailangan doon sa pre-trial conference nandun din si VP Sara pero hindi siya nagpakita.
Anong nangyari? Did VP Sara appear in the pre-trial conference?
No. Kaya
anong rason?
On top of that, Ted, I hope si Attorney Poa, I hope walang siyang tactics na to delay the actual impeachment trial on July 6. Kasi malapit na. At isa lang ang kanilang not tackle na impeachment crime against VP Sara. Meron pa silang tatlong ipagpupuluhan.
Tatlong articles.
Of course, and magkabila, meron silang mga documents or evidence.
Sa dami ng ebidensya na sinabmit nila, hindi pa natapos ang marking of exhibits, di ba?
Right.
So, they need another day. Ganun ba yun?
Yeah. They will still convene for the pre-trial.
No, I mean yung pre-trial, hindi pa tapos.
Hindi pa tapos.
Nasimulan
lang nila kahapon.
Isang article lang natapos.
At isang article lang.
Yeah, tatlo pa.
Oo.
I hope
nagkagirihan si Attorney Lorna Kapunan at saka si Attorney Poa. What's the first name? Is it Michael Poa?
O nagkagirian sila.
Oh.
Well, that's normal. Siguro naman. That's a preview of things to come sa trial proper. Talagang may clashes of
of arguments, of ideas. Depende na lang yan sa
clashing of arguments.
Sa not only the testimony but the documents.
Ngayon, mga kaibigan at mga kababayan, dumako naman tayo sa pangalawang topic namin, si Dan. Ang headline ay Clamor against Chis Escudero mounts as groups endorse Senator Kiko Pangilinan to lead the impeachment trial instead of Chis Escudero or if Senator Kiko declines, SP Gatchalian to lead the same. All right. Then, as we said in our previous vlog, previous to this vlog, to this podcast, ay kino-question na ng marami dito sa ating lugar sa Amerika at alam ko doon din sa Pilipinas. Yung mga maraming Pilipino dito at sa Pilipinas. Sa ibang lugar. Maybe I know mga marami ring Pilipinong ayaw kay Cheese na mag-preside sa impeachment trial. All because it sparked a lot of nationwide and worldwide controversy sa interpretation niya sa forthwith na provision ng Constitution.
Correct.
Forthwith niya ay naging how many months? 10 months?
Oh,
11 months?
1 year.
Almost 1 year.
Yeah.
Or even 1 year. Exactly. So, he is tainted by that. Yan ang number one na image niya sa taong bayan.
Correct.
Kasi inupuan niya yung unang impeachment trial against VP Sara. And that was last year.
Mhm.
Kaya nga it took this second impeachment complaint
Yeah.
under a new Senate leadership na finally ay na-schedule na ngayon
Right.
ang impeachment trial. And for fairness sake, let us and for the record, let us recognize the fact that it was under former Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano na sampa itong pangalawang impeachment complaint, the articles of impeachment, na kanya namang ikinalendaryo, and which should start on July 6, right? All right. Now, anong masasabi mo dito dahil merong mga bali-balita at marami nagtatanong, ito kayang pag-preside sa impeachment trial ni VP Sara, ito kaya ay precondition ni Senator Escudero bago siya naglipat bakod, ika nga, bago siya nag-join sa Gatchalian Bloc ng Senado? Ano masabi mo dyan?
Alam mo, ang isa dyan kasi, dahil galing sa kabila, DDS camp, at tapos dito sa bagong mayorya, it's like a compromise, or not only compromise, but he is accepted to both camps.
Yeah.
And then, pero mahirap mo ring maalis yung perception na yung tinigilan mo yung pag impeach nung last year because at saka yung forthwith hindi niya na-implement, kaya mahirap alisin yung perception na yun, Ted.
Yeah.
But now if he is appointed as the presiding officer, because there are only 2 lawyers in the new majority now, he will be probably redeeming himself. It's a redeeming himself. So, ngayon, kung sakaling mayroong uproar or the public opinion will say so, pwede rin si Kiko. At for me, for one, I'm for Kiko. Dahil he's not tainted with this forthwith na hindi tinuloy ni Cheese Escudero.
Yeah.
Kaya ganon. But let's see, kung pinagbotohan naman ito, Ted, ng new majority, but if there is a new Senate presider, then so be it. If it's Kiko, then it's fine. Or if si Cheese, kung sakaling siya, siyempre, nandiyan naman ang mga private prosecutors and in the public opinion, hindi siya pwedeng wishy-washy or completely for the in favor of the BP Sara camp dahil mahalata rin siya. He should be acting as a objective and non-partisan.
Hindi kaya maging dangerous or maging risky if we will try to gamble the fate of the impeachment trial under the hands of somebody who has been perceived to be leaning to the respondent, si BP
Yes.
Sara. And that's the reason why he's perceived to be biased in favor of BP Sara by interpreting his own, by making his own interpretation of the word forthwith,
Yeah.
which is not immediately, hindi agad-agad.
Yeah. Baka ang kanyang rason doon is within reasonable time.
But it has 1 year is not reasonable, my friend. To sit down on a case. And that's too much delayed justice. What's that?
Justice denied is justice.
Justice denied is justice delayed.
Yeah.
It
That's
is
correct.
tantamount yung forthwith interpretation na niya na he sat down on it until
Okay.
1 whole year has passed. Tapos it took another a second impeachment complaint. In other words, he was successful in killing the first complaint. He actually killed the first. He actually killed the first impeachment complaint, my friend, because it took the next Congress
I know, but
to impeach Sarah for the second time.
But I'm glad, Ted, that nandito na tayo sa puntong ito na finally there's an impeachment trial
Yeah.
nangyari ngayon. So let's see if what will take place. So it remains to be seen, Ted.
Yeah, exactly. At it remains to be seen also kung ang perception o kaya ang hinala ng maraming tao na ang kanyang paglipat bakod sa Gatchalian Block is based on the condition na ibigay sa kanya ang role as presiding officer sa impeachment trial ni BP Sara.
Yeah, kaya nga,
Kasi bakit ang Senado, I mean, the majority is prone, is leaning towards also basing from Senator Lacson's statement na gusto niya si Chis Escudero mag-preside sa trial. It looks like yung hinala na kondisyon ni Chis sa pag-join niya sa kampo nila ay maging presiding officer. So it remains to be seen.
right.
At if, as you said, public opinion
Will prevail.
will mount at
Yeah.
lumaki at still they will elect or designate Chis Escudero as presiding officer of the trial. Baka totoo na kondisyon niya yon. So, what is his motive?
Correct.
Bakit niya kinondisyon yon? Diba? So,
Baka, Ted, sinabi yung what is his motive, baka finally na-conscientious siya.
well, we hope, but he has not spoken anything. Alam mo, nakakabahala din ang silensyo niya, no? Hindi siya nagsasalita.
Oo nga, he's quiet.
For a long time, ang daming issue na nilalabas sa kanya sa mainstream media. Hindi lang
Right.
put mainstream and social media. Hindi
Right.
siya nagsasalita. And I don't know why. Baka he's not even accessible to the members of the media. Kasi
Yeah.
nandoon naman ang Senate media. I'm sure marami magta-try na mag-access sa kanya pero
Oh,
Siguro nakiusap yung staff niya na
yeah,
wag mo na siyang abalahin in the moment. But
correct. His
his
his low
silence, his silence is so deafening, so to speak.
or disturbing.
And knowing that this guy, when he was Senate President, almost every day,
He was all
almost
over the
every day
place.
ang press conference niya. At
Yeah.
nakakabahala na it's almost how many, 1 year na yata din eh,
Oh,
na wala kang narinig sa kanya. Amidst these so many issues,
yeah.
all alleging to his alleged bias for BP Sara. No denial, no nothing. So,
Okay.
nakakabahala ito.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
hindi
Yes,
ko alam.
I agree with you, Ted. He's low key, he's stoic, and doesn't really say a word. Probably he's reflecting, Ted.
And it is really unbecoming of him. You remember
I
when
know,
he was
yeah.
Senate
It,
President? Every day ang accessible sa media. Every day, di ba?
yeah.
Now, 365 days kung 1 year ang pinag-uusapan natin.
It
Eh,
is,
hindi kaya siya biglang nagbago in the sense na it's like a monk.
yeah.
Or
Ted,
siya
it is
kaya ay
uncharacteristic. It is uncharacteristic of him.
characteristic.
Yeah. But siguro kan hinihimay-himay niya. I have a perfect word for that. He's discerning everything.
Why is it, but why is she taking a long time?
Because kasi nga nabomba siya noon ng mga batikos dahil sa kanyang hindi in-implement na forthwith.
Yeah.
Inupuan niya kaya he's discerning well.
Yeah, but to be fair with him, again, I reiterate na nung dumating yung issue sa Supreme Court naman, ay parang kinatigan naman siya.
Right.
Only in the sense na sinabi ng Supreme Court, yung forthwith, it does not mean agad-agad, kundi a reasonable time.
Correct. But
Pero,
Ted, alam mo, kasi nga,
I don't totally mean na kinatigan siya ng Supreme Court dahil hindi naman reasonable time yung 1 year pare. Because February noon nung ipinal yun
oh,
So, kailan naman ipinal yung pangalawa? Di ba?
yeah.
March or February, almost 1 year after that?
Pero meron akong plausible reason dyan, Ted. Kasi nga, meron din siyang kasing kaso. Meron din siya kasing underlying issue about the flood control project sa kanyang bailiwick. Kaya ayaw niya munang ma-discuss. Kasi meron din siyang, remember? Meron din siyang
He has his
sabit
skeleton.
doon, kaya ganon.
He has
He's
his
low-key.
skeletons. He has his skeletons in his closet.
Yeah, there's a skeleton in his closet, kaya ganon. It's a psychological yan, Ted.
I hope na hindi yon ang compromise sa pag-join niya sa Gatchalian.
Correct.
Hindi maganda yan sa taong bayan. If
Correct.
that was part of his conditions
Compromise or
and
condition.
part of the compromise if ever there was. I
Yeah.
hope not.
Yes.
Okay, pare. By the way, let me mention na dito sa isyong yan ang isang malaking grupo na kumukontra sa pag-upo ni Senator Escudero as presiding officer of the impeachment court. Ito yung grupo ni Francis Aquino D. Ito yung apo ni
si
late
D.
President Cory Aquino. Ang
Right.
malaki ang grupo niya. Ito yung Tindig Pilipinas.
Right.
Nagsalita siya sa media at narinig ko, monitor ko, expressing his
Anger or
opinion
opinion?
against Chis Escudero to lead the impeachment trial. Kaya banggitin ko lang dito.
Mhm.
grupo niya, Tindig Pilipinas. It's a big, broad coalition of
Yeah.
many civil society groups in the Philippines.
Mhm.
Ito. Alright, so last but not the least, mga kaibigan, na itatakil namin ni Dan, Alan Peter Cayetano, still sour graping. And he calls some of the fellow senators, tutas of Malacanang. Alright, Dan, your take on that.
Alam mo, si Alan Peter Cayetano is still licking his wounds.
Bigat ah.
Kaya alam mo, mula pa nung naging senador, si Alan Peter Cayetano, ang akala niya, he's untouchable. Ted, akala niya, he's above and beyond the opinion of the public. Malayo siya sa kanyang ama. Si Kompanyero Cayetano ang tawag nila. Malayo siya.
Yeah, very humble
Akala
yung
niya,
tatay niya. Very
yeah,
humble yun.
akala niya dahil he bears the great name,
Yung
great
tatay
last
niya,
name, surname.
may he rest in peace. Wala akong napansin na bragadosyo sa kanya.
Correct.
Napapanood
Akala
ko
niya,
rin. Nakapanood ko yung TV program niya.
yeah,
Kumpanyero, parang something like that. Anong pangalan ng TV program niya dati?
kompanyero.
Kumpanyero. And
Kaya malayo siya sa kanyang
that
ama.
catapulted him to become Senator of the Republic.
Yeah. Akala mo untouchable. Kaya nga, ang kanyang rating is very, very low. Sabi nga nila
Rating ni?
ito si Cayetano.
Mayroong survey?
Ay, lahat ng matanong ko rito sa
Sa Amerika.
Southern California,
Yeah, exactly. Parehas
wala
tayo.
akong nakitang katangian niya na itinatangi ng mga taga rito sa Southern California.
Parehas tayo.
Oh.
Sa mga public gatherings or birthday parties,
Yeah.
functions,
Correct. Because
holiday events where there are Filipinos,
yes.
very dominant sila against Alan Peter.
Correct.
Nayayabangan sila.
Kaya ibangan.
Ay,
Pagsasalita,
oh.
pag yung kanyang mga sinasabi na puro walang katuturan dahil nananaig yung kanyang yung yabang kumisan.
Hindi kaya mataas masyado ang ego niya, pare?
Ayun, ego niya mataas. Kaya he's licking his wounds until now. He hasn't shown his face in the Senate. Kaya hanggang ngayon, wala pa siya doon. Di ko nakikita. Hanggang ngayon, kung hindi siya magpakita, Ted, then I hope hindi siya tatanggap ng kanyang sweldo rin kung ganun. He has to work.
Yeah. Well, that's up for the senators to decide.
Yes.
Kung nasa rules nila na no work, no pay.
Correct. At saka yung sinasabi niyang bagong majority senators ngayon is the majority block of Malacanang. Isa naman, di ba? The block of Duterte. So, ganun ang perception sa kanya.
Exactly.
Akala mo, wala siyang kasalanan din. Akala mo, nagmamalinis.
Exactly. Parang sinasabi nga ng mga kapwa Pilipino natin dito sa Amerika he does not look at the mirror.
Yeah.
Because yung mga ibang patutsada niya ay bumabalik daw sa kanya.
Correct. Nagbabacklash.
If he looks at the mirror, kagaya ng sinasabi niya, tuta ng Malacanang, si Rapi Tolpo, Senator Rapi Tolpo,
Siya naman.
Senator Tito Soto. During the time of President Duterte, hindi ba siya naging tuta rin ni President Duterte? Yan ang comment ng ating mga kapwa Pilipino.
Right.
So, they're saying, bago niya sana ibuka ang bibig,
Bibig.
tingnan niya muna ang sarili niya
Sarili niya. Correct.
sa mirror.
Correct.
And some of the kababayan natin na nakausap natin ay ito ay mga fan din ni tatay niya.
Oh, yeah.
Si
I'm a
kumpanya-
fan of the father.
si kumpanyero Rene Cayetano. Sabi
Correct.
niya, malayo sa tatay niya ito.
Malayo.
At ang tatay niya very humble.
Ah, ah,
Ito naman very proud. So
ah,
they are wondering, baka daw nung bata siya spoiled brat.
malamang. In fact, mas gusto ko pa yung kanyang kapatid, si Lino.
Ayun ay maganda ang
Reputasyon.
maganda ang ugali ng taong yon, si Director. Si Director
Yes, Lino, Cayetano.
Yeah,
Kaya,
exactly.
kaya hindi nila sasabihin, Ted, na we are against all the Cayetanos. Kasi meron din mga magagaling at humble na Cayetano, katulad ni Lino.
Yeah.
At saka yung kanilang father, si Senator Rene. But si Alan Peter, at saka kuminsan si na-overacting si Pia Cayetano.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of these two guys kasi medyo hindi lang melodramatic but may kanilang konting yabang o pagmamalaki. Kaya I'm not a fan of these two senators.
By the way,
Sorry if I said that.
sinabi niya na tuta ng Malacanang si Senator Tito Soto at saka si Senator Rapi Lacson. Rapi Tolpo. Sa kanyang latest FB Live podcast. At nakita ko sa social media yon at kinonfirm ko rin sa mismong Facebook live session niya of today, 19 natin. Kahapon nila sa Pilipinas. To 19th of June. At sinabi niya doon na hindi lang sila ang pinangalanan niya na si Erwin Tolpo naman. Si Senator Erwin Tolpo, kapatid ni Rafi Tolpo, ay tuta naman daw ni Senator Lacson. At si Senator Lacson naman ay hindi na tuta. Siya daw ay aso. Aso na. Aso na daw siya, hindi na tuta. So, kaya sabi mo naman pare, he is licking his wounds. Kaya siguro maintindihan natin.
Correct.
Di pa niya nakalimutan yung pagkaalis niya sa poder as Senate President. Alam mo, and it's hard for him sa tingin ko to accept defeat.
Correct.
It takes him time. Mag-meltdown sa kanyang mga sinasabi sa FB Live.
But then he should learn his lesson.
Araw-araw yata ito eh.
Ano yan?
Araw-araw yung FB Live session niya.
Oh my God. But he should learn his lessons, Ted, when he was defeated for the vice presidency. Remember that? He lost in the vice presidency.
Yes.
And then when his patron, former President Digong Duterte, he didn't want to relinquish his position as
Speaker
with Lord Alan Velasco. So meron siyang history.
Meron siyang history na ayaw niyang bumitaw sa poder.
Correct.
Kaya ngayon na nakakatakot eh. Kaya kung tatakbong presidente ito, wag naman sanang manalo kung hindi siya magbago ng ugali.
Yeah, God forbid.
God forbid. Hindi na siya BBT na presidente, mga kaibigan. You beware, mga kababayan. Because this guy, meron siyang history as Dan Asted, and sabi ko naman, meron na siyang track record.
Right.
Ayaw bumitiw sa poder.
So
if he becomes president, baka lifetime president na ito. Ayaw niyang bitawan eh. Ayaw niyang bitawan eh.
Yeah.
Nakakatakot na
kapit sa tuko, kapito ko.
leader. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but anyway, alam mo, as usual, bago natin iwanan tong topic na ito, ay sabihin ko rin, yung mga hindi nakamonitor, yung 40 minutes live Facebook session niya, marami na namang Bible verses doon. Minention. Kaya palagay ko magagalit na naman nito si Father Robert Reyes, yung kaibigan mo. Tyrannic priest. Magagalit na naman. Kasi
Oh.
kaibigan, kung na-monitor mo yung previous broadcast namin, bago itong broadcast na ito, ay nag-press conference si Father
Robert Reyes.
Robert Reyes, kasama niya yung mga bishops, pastors ng mga ibang religious group.
ISIS.
At inatake niya si Alan Peter Cayetano. Ang sabi niya, Alan Peter, don't use the Bible to defend yourself. Kaya pag mamonitor ni Father Reyes siguro itong Facebook live niya, magagalit, mag-aalborotoro na naman si running priest, si Father Robert Reyes.
Mhm.
Alam mo si Father Reyes is a respected priest dahil alam mo aktivista na pare ito eh.
Right.
He says what he means, he says what he means.
Right.
And he means
Yeah.
what he says.
Yes.
All right, Dan. Magpaalam na tayo, Dan.
Okay. So, mga kababayan, we hope that you were able to hear us about our opinion, about our sentiment. I hope na nakakuha kayo ng aming paghimay-himay, ang aming kuro-kuro dito sa California. Dahil ang aming saloobin dito ay saloobin din ng ating mga kababayan sa Pilipinas. At sana'y nagkaroon kayo ng aming kuro-kuro dito dahil kami pa rin sa California o Amerika ay nakakaramdam ng kung ano nangyari dyan sa Pilipinas. Kami pa rin ay nakikiisa dyan sa inyo. Back to you, Ted.
Well said, Dan. Bago ko magpaalam mga kaibigan at kababayan, pakiusap po. Kung mari, kung hindi pa kayo nag-subscribe, please subscribe. Paki-share na rin. And please like our podcast. Para, alam mo, para mas ganado naman kami ni Dan. kung marami kayong nanonood at nagsusubscribe sa amin. Maraming salamat po. Until our next podcast. Ito po yung inyong kaibigan, si Teddy Molina, nagpapaalam. God bless the Philippines. Bye-bye.
God bless our homeland.
Okay.